Hello, Blizzard fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between MuhKuh and Paz on Moonlight Madness, the latter edition. I don't know what this avatar is for Paz. Is it like a pre-swarm Kerrigan? I think she did not have blonde hair. I don't recognize this character. I'm familiar with the StarCraft universe, but apparently not enough. If you know who this is, let me know in the comments, and we'll discuss it. Alright, this is the ZVZ in Legacy of the Void. Again, I really like ZVZ in Legacy of the Void because there's so many more options. There are roaches, there are lurkers, there are other things you can do. Basically, did I say roaches? Yeah, roaches, lurkers, lings, hydras, all sorts of things that are really viable in this particular matchup. So let's see what these players decide to do. In the bottom left of Moonlight Madness, the latter edition, we have the red Zerg player, MuhKuh. MuhKuh. Really sounds weird. Alright, in the top right of Moonlight Madness, the latter edition, we have the blue Zerg player, Paz. Hello, Paz. Alright, so it looks like Paz went for possibly an extractor trick for the 15 out of 14 there. I might have missed that, and MuhKuh's going for the 15 hatch, as is Paz. So we've seen this quite a bit in Legacy of the Void and ZVZ. Both players know they are Z. They go... Excuse me, I think you probably heard that. I tried to mute it, but I didn't. That was a sneeze. Anyway, both players basically going for the 15 hatch. Maybe a bit of a gentleman's agreement. You're not going to go 6 pool here in Legacy of the Void because it's kind of, what's the point, right? It's kind of dumb. But we're going 15 hatch into gas, into spawning pool eventually. There it is for MuhKuh. And going to get the spawning pool before the gas here for our friend Paz. I like to get the extractor before the spawning pool. The timing kind of works out to where you have enough gas for speed if you do the extractor first most times. So I like to do that because I like my speedlings. I like to have them. However, if you're going for roaches or lurkers or things, you don't really need speedlings as much. It pretty much makes sense to go for the spawning pool first. Not really much of a big deal. So 3 workers on the gas there for Paz, 3 workers here for MuhKuh. So both players, again, doing pretty much the same thing. You look at this production tab. It is spawning pool, it is hatchery, it is workers. It's going to be overlords, I think, for MuhKuh here. Nope, Paz getting his just a little bit earlier than MuhKuh, but I think that's not going to really cause too many problems. Yes, not at all. Queen's now coming out for both players as the spawning pool has finished. Just the timing has been fantastic for both these guys. Ah, where's your queen? There it is. A little bit late. That is okay. I don't think he just had enough minerals to get those queens out, but regardless, both players just kind of macroing up at this point. Overlords are scanning down across the map, just trying to get that scouting off. I mean, the Overlords are so darn slow. 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the game, and finally able to scout out with your Overlord. This is why I like to drone scout, because at this point, if you show up with the Overlord and you're like, oh, they have 300 lings, it is way too late to defend against that. But the drone scout, you can see, hey, they went 10 pool, or hey, they went 8 pool, or something dumb. And you can prepare, but this Overlord scout is a little bit too late to be super useful. This queen can actually kill this Overlord with some good micro. Yeah, there we go. These lings might try to save it, but no, defensive lings from Paz are ready. Overlord going off the edge of the cliff here. A couple more hits, and it will end up dead, but I think it actually might survive. Well done. Good Overlord micro there by MuhKuh. You don't say that very often, right? Good Overlord micro. It seems kind of weird, but regardless, it was. As I take a quick little drink from my water there. Baneling Nest coming up, and an Evolution Chamber for our friend Paz. Meanwhile, Roach Warren. Roaches are the unit of choice for MuhKuh, as well as a lair. That lair is a little bit fast. Yeah, 3 minutes here. 3-minute lair. Legacy of the Void is insane, everybody. It really is. Alright, regardless, the Baneling Nest is up. We are getting a +1 Carapace for our ground units. Is Paz. We're probably going to go for a Ling Baneling type attack here. Speed just about to finish. We're not actually making Lings yet. I'm not sure what the intent is. Are these just defensive Banelings? Is this all this is? Yeah, it looks like defensive Banelings. Paz is worried about things coming out from MuhKuh, but actually don't worry about that at all, because this is going to be roaches with lair. Might actually go for lurkers here, if we're entirely honest. That's a pretty quick lair. There goes the extra gas. You need those for the lurkers and the hydras. Good block here with the queen, making sure the lings can't get through. That's not enough lings to actually kill a queen, so she would get some free shots off, some free massacred lings if they decided to attack her there. So excellent positioning there from MuhKuh. And moving on back home, just kind of defensive baneling. Again, waiting for that defensive armor to finish for our player Paz. MuhKuh, are we just doing those roaches? What else are we doing? There's the Hydralisk Den. It's going to have to be lurkers, I have to imagine. Excuse me, I'm not sure if I'm coming down with a cold or what, but I've just been sneezing like crazy tonight. Ah, well, regardless, yeah, look at all this gas MuhKuh is getting. Bunch of gas there for those Hydralisks, for those Lurkers, and I just don't know what Paz is going to do. The Lings are not great against this composition. You need something higher tier unit. Can you go Mutas? Mutas might be a good answer, but again, the Hydras do really well against Mutalisks themselves. Kind of try to use this secondary pathing here as Paz, knocking down this debris to try to take out this third base without being suspected. But this actually sending out Roach here is MuhKuh saying, hey-o, I wonder if this debris is being taken down. And hey, surprise it is. So he sees how many Lings there are. Gonna have to prepare for it with something. There's the Lurker Den. It's on its way. I don't know if it's gonna be finished by the time these Lings get here, though. It's gonna be close. Banelings being morphed in here as well. Do we have Baneling speed? I don't think we do. Roach is getting Bleedle Reconstitution and missile attacks level 1 for MuhKuh. This poor Roach trying to run away. Trying to juke through, but no, gets surrounded and killed by those Lings. The Lings moving on into this third base. They could probably force a cancel there. Oh, my mute button is not working. I apologize for that, everybody. Woo! What is going on? There we go. Yeah, and a lot of Roaches, though, for MuhKuh. Gonna chase this away. Lings are streaming across the map with the slow Banelings. We are not getting Stratifical hooks at all. This game, it doesn't look like. But that's okay, I guess. I do like my speed lane things, but macro hatch is good. Third base is good. Pause. I don't know. Probably could have forced a cancel on the space with those Lings, but he did not. That is all right. Throwing up a spine crawler, doing a full wall off here. Really scared of those Lings. Trying to spread some creep into the main base here from the natural. And the Lurker Den has been finished. We're making Hydralisks. Here come the Lings. The Roaches move out at pretty much the wrong time. Are we trying to get a surround on this? Yeah, full surround with the Lings. Taking in the Hydra almost immediately. Are there enough Lings to get this number of Roaches? It's going to be close. Roaches are dying left and right. Lings dying at the same time as well. Banelings trying to go crash on top of something. There we go. On top of a Roach, doing pretty well with it. These guys trying to back up against their own mineral lines, but all of them end up dead. Nope. This Roach is dead. Has seen a lot of stuff in his day. Banelings crashing, finally kill him. Very, very sad day for that dude. 44 to 53 Harvesters. Paz does have the lead. Look at this little guy. Artosalope. Hello, Artosalope. And a Tastalope. Are those WoW units? This looks like one of the WoW units in World of the Draenor. I don't know. Regardless, you can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, because I do that a lot. So Hydralisks are now actually coming out for Paz. If we pay attention here, is there a Lurker Den? Yes. So this is going to be a Lurker on Lurker action. Woohoo! Legacy of Void stuff. I really enjoy this so much. And we're trying to break down this wall with Lings. I don't know if this is a great choice. This Spine Crawler is just going to town. 5 kills already. A Transfuse on the spine, making it last even longer. Finally giving up is Paz. Trying to swing around here, but the Roaches are ready and they are waiting. They have +1 missile attacks. Can't really find a hole in the defense. Paz is trying to make that work. Inject Paz. You can do it. Inject. You too. Eject. Nope, no injects. Either way, try to poke and find holes somewhere in the defenses for our friend MuhKuh. MuhKuh? MuhKuh? Maybe it's MuhKuh. I suppose it could be. Anyway, there's an Overlord here, just kind of checking things out, saying, hey, there are Lurkers for Paz here as well. Going to be Lurker on Lurker battles. Those can be very, very fun. These Hydralisks are using a little bit of some stutter step to take down that Overlord, and then they just let the Overlord live. Let this be a warning to you, Overlord, say the Hydralisks. And here we come, burrowing Lurkers in a forward position. That guy needs to burrow now. Oh, did not get burrowed with the rest. But these guys have been burrowed for quite some time, doing a lot of damage, but getting killed. As there is vision here, somehow? Where is it? No, I'm serious. Where is MuhKuh's vision here? Nope, doesn't have it. Okay, that's weird. Trying to snipe down things that it can kill. Overseer running away from the Hydralisks, doing a pretty good job of it. Getting another creep tumor. This Lurker does have a bunch of kills. There's the Overseer. Finally, this guy's get cleaned up. But a big push here with a few Lings. Going to try to get us around on some stuff to kill. Taking down creep tumors is very nice. Preventing the vision of your opponent is something you can always try to do against your Zerg player. Can really pay off in the long run. Both players floating quite a bit of minerals here. The injects maybe haven't been as spot on. Again, I like to see a macro hatch from our Zerg player here, MuhKuh, but does not have one. Here we come. Lurker setting up a forward siege position, immediately taking down that spine, but the high ground is going to MuhKuh here, just raining down spines on top of these lurkers. One of them explodes. These guys try to come out here. I don't know what the idea is there. Do not come. It's a funnel of death. Yeah, ends up dead. Roachworn might end up getting killed as well. That'd be a nice pickup for Paz. It does explode. Evolution Chamber dies on the way of getting Carapace upgrades. Okay, so this lurker siege is doing pretty darn well. Paz has to be happy about that. Burrowing again, just moving up just a little bit. I'm going to go after this hatchery now, saying, okay, come try to get me. It's going to take a while. Oh, there's the burrow. Lurker on lurker action at this point. Oh, man, all those Zerglings ended up crashing banelings on top of the lurkers. Whoa, that worked out very, very well for Paz, coming down into the chain of death again. It's just you don't want to take on lurkers, just what you have here, MuhKuh. But actually forcing a retreat there. I think Paz was a little uncomfortable being alone with the lurkers, wanted some support units. Man, those lings running on top of those lurkers, so many lings died. 147 lings have died for Paz in this game. That's kind of insane. 6 lurkers have died for each player. So the lurker attrition has been cut through the roof at this point. 4th base on the way for Paz. Nothing too crazy there. Back home, is Paz getting a hive at all? Nope, not getting a hive. Just pretty much sticking on this lurker ling tech, and a couple hydras mixed in as well. Doesn't really see the need to go mass hydra or actually getting any roaches either. For some reason, here we go. Try to take a 4th base. The ling was there, ready for it. The drone ran over and built an extractor to save their own life. And MuhKuh sniping down a lurker. That went the wrong way. Was that a bad rally for the lurker? I don't know. But either way, going to try to save this extractor, this ling, punching it as hard as it can with that +1 upgrade. But no, the hydras splat it to death. And can actually cancel now. So can't cancel the extractor and replace that hatchery. So that worked out pretty darn well for Paz. Going to try to take down this debris again for the 2nd time in this game. Are we? Or just going to stand next to it? We might just be trying to stand next to it. Nope, actually trying to attack it there. Okay. Debris does go down a lot faster this time with the help of those hydralisks. Ends up destroyed, and then Paz just retreats. He doesn't really want to go down this ramp. He recognizes there are probably lurkers here. It is not a great place to be. Lurkers trying to defend the placement of this 4th base. Not really anything defending this base at all for Paz. Paz has been on the aggressive most of the time here. Wow, lurkers can kill lings so fast. But now getting the surround, if they can see them, they do a little bit better. Forcing the cancel on that 4th base. Paz's aggression has really paid off in this game. The extractor is going to go down as well. Okay, planting lurkers at the top of this ramp is a good place to be. Pretty much going to be a stalemate, I think. Paz really doesn't want to go down that ramp. MuhKuh, I don't think, wants to go up that ramp. I like saying MuhKuh better than MuhKuh. A friend of mine that I knew a couple years ago went by MuhKuh, and it was kind of fun. So, here we go. Lurkers. No, don't walk on top of those lurkers. Run! Oh. Ugh. So, these ferns are providing something of a buffer per Paz's units. But here we go, bringing in banelings and lings again to deal with these lurkers. I don't know if this is the most cost-effective way to do things, but hey, it worked. It worked for Paz. A lot of lurkers have died here. Hydra on Hydra action. The lings absorbing a lot of the damage, doing a lot of damage themselves. Backing out once more. More hydras, more lurkers are here. Paz not feeling super comfortable about that. Taking kind of a ninja 4th base here is MuhKuh. Can't take it here. Gonna have to go somewhere with it. Here's not gonna work because there's a ling. But sneakily here might work, although this Overlord, can it see that? No, we'll be able to see it in just a minute, but it can't yet. So finally taking a 5th base. MuhKuh really recognizes I need some more economy here, and I need it now. Bunch of Overseers on the way here for Paz. Gonna try to force a cancel on this base, and they're gonna get it for sure. Yep, there goes the cancel. Few lings end up dead of MuhKuh's. And I don't... Oh, transferring drones. No, transferring drones, run! Oh, they almost survived. They really almost survived. A big battle over here. MuhKuh's going to win this one fairly handily and does force the retreat, but this base is going to get canceled. All these drones are going to die. Yikes. Oh, not even getting cancel off on that hatchery. 20 drones have now died for Paz, or for MuhKuh rather. An unfortunate position to be in, no matter who you're playing against, but especially in ZVZ, that can really hurt you. But here we go, coming up to the front door again, just being very, very patient. Paz is a patient player. Doesn't want to run in there headlong and just die for no reason. Lings are scouting things out, seeing the composition, saying, okay, these are lurkers, these are hydras, that's pretty much it. Gonna try to do some distraction here, I think. Maybe try to get some siege out. How are the upgrades on these? +2 on the carapace and +1 on the missile attack. These ones have +2 missile and no ground carapace at all. So a little bit more tanky for Paz. I think that might pay off here. We'll have to see if it was worth getting that upgrade. Bouncing back and forth. Going to try to take out this base as well, I think. Are we going to scout it out? Yes. Good job there setting a scouting ling. Lings are fast. They can see what they want to see. And this hatchery is going to be forced to cancel as well. And it does, even before the rest of the army shows up. This poor thing. Drone ends up dead. And I think MuhKuh needs to make something happen at this point. It's 131 to 136 supply. Both players are floating a lot of stuff. It's going to be gas for Paz, but MuhKuh has a lot of minerals floating at this point. Trying to take this base just doesn't feel safe enough. Really, just trying to siege up, very slowly progress across the map. I'm not sure if this is a defensive or an offensive position, but this isn't really going to do much to save this base or this base, if we're honest with ourselves. Another scouting ling. Paz is doing so well with this. It's very impressive to see. This poor thing ending another cancel. A single ling forcing the cancel. Drone running out, turning into an extractor. +2 attack now for those claws. Everybody else shows up for the party, and it ends up dead. Trying to take this base. MuhKuh's alright, he says. I can't take bases outside. I'm going to take this one, defend it with these lurkers at the top of this ramp. This should be enough for me. Paz actually already had that idea, taking this base here. There are extractors, but no workers. How many total? We have 48 to 55. Paz has 55 workers. Maybe a few more would be good in this ZVZ. Making an infestation pit is MuhKuh. Oh, ultras are actually already on the way for our friend Paz. Getting that +3/+3, fantastic play. Needs to move some of these guys out, I think. No, maybe that's a little definitely oversaturated. Not super bad though. Where's that ultra cavern? There it is. Are we getting chitinous plating? No, we are not getting chitinous plating, unfortunately. But here we go. We're gonna have hydras and ultras and lurkers. That is such a tough composition for Zerg to deal with. Meanwhile, the hive is just now starting for MuhKuh. Not a great place to be if you're a Zerg player. But here we come. Ling's coming in. Oh, we're going to catch the spines. Yes, catching the spines moving. Terrible, terrible timing for MuhKuh here. A lot of spines are going to die without really doing too much work whatsoever. The lurkers are planted, and that's it. MuhKuh calls the GG, and Paz is victorious. So, alright, this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. Thanks again, Paz, for sending in that replay. Very, very fun. A lot of good Legacy of the Void stuff. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you heard and what you saw today. You can also find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.